parties over the course of 3 years, and this was happening at most of those parties, and that Judge Kavanaugh and his best buddy, she says they were joined at the hip, Mark Judge, were actually spiking the punch with drugs and with grain alcohol to get women so inebriated that men would line up and rape them, and this happened again and again and again, and it seems to me like, well, this is just now coming out?
Well, that's why, Trace, it seems more sensible now than it did before that there could really be a law enforcement investigation, because when we only had Dr. Ford's allegation, there were only 3 people who were, if you believe her version, there were 3 people aware of what happened, not a big party. And so now with these new allegations, you have multiple events, you have more attendees, and so there is actually a place where the FBI could actually go and find witnesses and make a decision one way or another about whether this went on or not. It's extremely hard to get your head around because it is so incredibly awful. And, you know, and any normal person, to any normal person, it's shocking. And so I think for even the judge's sake, it would be good to, like, square this thing and either lift this shadow from him and his friends and that entire class, or, you know, take action if you can't lift it. But it just does cry for an honest broker to look into this and see what really happened.
We just found out, Gene, that we'd just gotten a copy of the polygraph report. They were saying this morning the polygraph was not in. Well, now we do have a copy of it. It says that they asked a couple of questions in this polygraph. We're talking about Christine Blasey Ford now, the first accuser. The testimony will happen tomorrow. She was asked, is any part of your statement false? Her answer was no. And then she was asked, did you make up any part of the statement? Again, her answer was no. The polygraph says that she was telling the truth. The Kavanaugh side was saying, look, she hasn't released the polygraph. That's a big deal. Well, now that it's released, how does that play into this?
Well, you have that, and then you have the affidavits that were submitted last night in which she did tell other people about this, albeit it was years later, but the first time she told someone about it was in 2012. So that's quite some time ago. So, and at that time did in fact name him as the person that she recalled attacking her. So there is, each side has been developing their own little bit pool of evidence. For instance, Senator Grassley's staff went out and got affidavits from people who didn't remember it.
Yeah. Gene Cummings, Wall Street Journal. Good insight. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.